Hi guys, today is the 12th of September 2019 at 44 minutes past 6 in the evening over here in the UK. And you guys are aware of pretty much most of my interpretations if you followed my videos. For those who are not, I'm very quickly going to go over the 7-11, which I'm looking at again as 7-2, and I'm going to explain why in just a few seconds. So the upside down 7 indentation on the head, the 2 marks over here, 7-11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th character, 2 marks above the head, another 7-11 reference, 2 marks of the ears, 7 in the vine, 7-11 reference, over here 2 marks, possible bending 7, another 7-11. When we zoomed in on the apple, I wonder if I should do that again. Hold on. It's not as clear as the last time, but there's 2 marks just on this side, a line that goes down, and then 2 marks on this side. The 2 marks on this side could make the letter F, but if you flip the letter F around, it's also the way some people do the letter 7, and then you've got 2 marks, so another 7-11 reference there. I think that brings the total to 6 7-11 references in this particular frame. There may be more, but I think that's enough. Now, I thought that could be 7, referencing the Roman 7th month, as we have a reference to Roman numerals in this video, which would be September, the month we're in, and the 2 would either be the 2nd of September or the 11th of September. Now both of those dates have passed, and neither of them had any, real significant events that have been connected to this video. For example, the blackout that I've talked about potentially happening on September 11th. Now I'm looking at this slightly differently, and it's a bit convoluted because it requires using 3 of the calendars. Now usually we only use one or the other, such as we've used the lunar calendar, we use the Roman calendar, the Julian calendar, and the Gregorian calendar. In this one, I'm using the Gregorian calendar, the Roman calendar, and the Julian calendar to come back to September the 2nd, but on the Julian calendar. So today I'm just going to quickly explain. September the 15th on the Gregorian calendar is September the 2nd on the Julian calendar. Now September the 2nd on the Julian calendar is 7-11 on the Roman calendar. So I think there's still a potential for the 7-11 reference talking about September 2nd really meaning September 15th is still in play. And when I talk about the 15, this over here, as I pointed out, being 2 marks and a 7 for a potential 7-11, I've also referenced in past videos as a 1 and a 5 that goes behind the head of the figure here, making the number 15. And the number 15 again is repeated ground over here, where we have 15 in tally marks, the submarine or missile coming up out of the tsunami wave. So the expectation with that interpretation is that the tsunami wave would be on the 15th of some month. Again, the number 15 could refer to time because of 24-hour format, and because we're in a classroom which has exit in the background, it could be again 3 p.m. that we're looking at here. But just to put it simply, the 15th of September, I did mark it as one of the dates in the last video, but I think it's a date which, connects with September the 2nd, 7-11, referring to the Roman version of September the 2nd, and there's a potential for, the blackout to happen on that day. Now, I also talked about Kilauea potentially erupting today on the 12th or tomorrow on the 13th. Now, if it doesn't happen on those 2 dates, then I'm looking at the 12th and simply reversing it to the 21st, which is the Fool Me Once date that I've interpreted from this video. The 21st of September 2019 could be when this eruption takes place, and then continuing with the interpretation of the actual landslide itself happening around October 31st, Brexit time, and also Halloween. So, you know, there may be some significant events. Halloween being the celebration of all things to do with death and demons and stuff like that. So, you know, Brexit on the same day, potential volcanic collapse on the same day as well. So, again, if nothing occurs with Kilauea or any of the volcanoes I've mentioned on the 12th or the 13th of September, then we're looking out for that on the 21st of September. Obviously, before that, the 15th of September comes up. Just for a quick reference, later on in the video, we have, as we talked about before with the reference to number 15, the 3 planes that fly by with the 1 missile that comes out and the 5 missiles that come out in response, reference to 15 just there, and also on the what we think of as the Far East, maybe association with North Korea and South Korea, maybe China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, all of it's all in there. But just before it actually starts to fade, let's go back a little bit. You see the shadow jutting out here, which could be the 1, and then a mark, which I've interpreted as 5 and as S in previous videos. So it could be both, September 15th. And then again, the last reference I'll point out to the 15 is just with the fireworks behind the skeleton here. Similar kind of theory with the shadow on the ground. We've got the party favor. Excuse me. Thought I could make it through this whole video without no noise. And we've got the party favor with 1 coming out, and then the 5 fireworks in the background as well. I also think it may be significant in relation to Israel and the Middle East and everything that goes on there, because the 15th is 2 days before the Israeli elections, so it could be an opportune time for war, and that could happen on the 15th. So with all that said, you guys, I will leave it there. Keep an eye out on September the 15th. The Julian calendar takes us back to September the 2nd, and the Roman calendar gives us 7 for September, and 11 in Roman numerals is 2. So keep an eye out. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.